everyone. How are we all doing today? Hope you're all good. Another beautiful day, and we thank God. Yesterday we talked. I discussed love, because we are now Valentine's Day. For those of you who are celebrating Valentine's Day, we talked a little bit about love yesterday, and I just went through the meaning of love and how marriage and what love means in a marriage, and that love is not. Anyway, I'm sure you have watched that video. Today, just want to talk about our temper, keeping our temper under control. And I'm saying this because, yeah, still in the subject of love, because if we are all in this together, sometimes we lose it big time. And I know there's a saying that they use over here. When somebody loses their temper, they say, oh, they're flying off the handle. When they're flying off the handle. I just want to use something like hammer. You want to use the hammer to hit on something or to break something, and then that hammer, the handle of the hammer gives way. If that hammer gets anywhere it gets to, you don't know what the damage it will do, because that wasn't the plan for that hammer, but it went off the handle. So that's why how they describe it when somebody loses their temper. So it's always good. We have to be. We will, as far as we are human beings, we will be provoked by people, but we have to learn, how to control our temper and what to say and what not to say. And if we lose it by saying what we shouldn't say, it is not out of place for you to go back and apologize and make amends, and don't just try to justify it. And that brings me to what is going on YouTube at the moment. People are celebrating Valentine's with their family, with their loved ones, and all the rest of it. But how about, I see this YouTube as a family. You saw in one of my vlogs, somebody I met in Lagos, one of the YouTubers, how we were excited to meet each other. We didn't know each other before. And with this YouTube now, I know a lot of people. You name it, any country. I will go to now. There must be somebody I can connect with as a YouTuber. That's what it's all about. One big family. So let us please stop all this bickering, all this backbiting, there's all these reaction videos going on. There's nothing wrong with reaction videos. Actually, I enjoy most of them because I get something. I can see where they are coming from. They're giving their own point of view. That's fine. But when it comes to the kind of reaction that people are calling people out and reading abuses, and then people go on people's comment section and start writing things that are inappropriate and abusing them and abusing their generation and all the rest of it, it makes me shudder. And I'm like, what is going on? What did we actually come into this YouTube to do? We should love one another, please. Now that we are all thinking about Valentine's, for those of you who are celebrating it, let that love reign. It's just too much. We are just only into February, but the month of January, is that how we're going to, the month of January was filled with all this reaction and people just talking down on each other and being horrible to each other. Is that how we're going to start the new year? Is that how we're going to thank God to seeing us all into the new year? Please let us stop. Let us stop. Let us think twice before we say things and then analyze what we're going to say. None of this rubbishing people and saying, oh, if you give me one, I'll give you 10. There's no need. We don't know where people are at any time. So even when they react badly or they say something bad to you, you don't know where they are at that time. So don't reply them in a harsh way as well. Let us always lead with our ears and follow up with our tongue. That is what we say. And let our anger be last. Lead with your ears. Listen carefully what people are saying. Because sometimes it's actually because people are not listening carefully, or people just see a thumbnail and they see the caption there, what they said there. They haven't even watched the video. They will jump into conclusion and start running abuses. So no, let us lead with our eyes and our ears, and then follow with our tongue, and then let our anger come last. Because that way we can manage things properly. Please, I'm begging, because it's just too much. I thought that this only among Nigerian YouTubers until I heard a male South African YouTuber saying the same thing, that that's exactly what is going on in among South African YouTubers. Please let us stop. You know, God's righteousness does not grow from human anger. That's what James 1:19 says. You know, God's righteousness does not grow from human anger. So let us calm down. Let us not be too harsh with each other. Let us speak with to each other and relate with each other in love, because we don't know where we are going to meet each other. Please, you know, in some cases, the damage that we cause with our tongue can be so severe that it just can't, you know, we can't even don't know where to start amending it. There are some scriptures that will help us to keep in mind, for us to keep in mind before we vent our anger or before we lose it. You know, in Psalm 37:8, he says that we should refrain from anger and turn from wrath, and we do not fret, because it leads to evil. Do not fret, it leads to evil. That's what Psalm 37:8 was saying. So a person's wisdom yields patience. Let us have wisdom. Let us just use be wise, and also have patience with each other. We should not be quick to be provoked in our spirit, for anger resides in the laps of fools. That's what Ecclesiastes 7:9 says. We don't have to be fools, because that's where the anger resides in a fool's laps. Please, we are human beings. I know that we are easily provoked from time to time, but let us be measured in what we say. You know, so today and every day, please, let's try to avoid hurting others unnecessarily and keep our tempers under control. We can do that if we actually speak to ourselves. Let us not try to change anybody. Let us try and change ourselves, because when we change ourselves, then dealing with others becomes easier. What is going on at the moment on YouTube stream? I don't like it. You know, there's so much abuse. There's so much toxicity. There's so much talking each other down, bitterness. Please, and before I even stop this video, let me talk to upcoming YouTubers who it's not marathon. It's sorry, YouTube is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's something that you have to keep going at for years. It's not a quick fix, I want to get there tomorrow, and to the detriment of your family. I have cases at the moment that come to me about people complaining about their family, their husband complaining that they're taking a lot of time on YouTube. They don't have time for them and the children anymore. One of them actually, one of the children got injured because of neglect, where they're holding their phone, trying to capture something about YouTube. Please, YouTube will always be here, but your family, they are going to, like me now, all mine are all grown and adults. So I do what I want to do. You know, our bedtime is 10 o'clock, and by 10 o'clock, we are heading to bed. Whatever is left, we done the next day. But some people are still awake. I understand when you have young family, it's not easy. But we have to get our priorities right. Our family comes first. These children, they grow so quick. And what they will remember is what you did with them when they are growing up. So let us not neglect our families. Let us not neglect our spouses because we are doing YouTube. Let us just have a timetable. Have a notebook where you write times that you have to do this or you have to do that. If you're not able to upload more than once or twice a week, do what you can. And then, because if you have young family, I'm talking about young people with young family or other things that are taking their time, please, it's very important. YouTube will be here I hope, for a long time, but your children, they grow so quick. So look after them, look after your family, walk in love, no bitterness, no competition, just support each other if you can. If you want to share people's video, do anything that you can when you can. And don't keep saying, oh, the person didn't do this for me, I'm not doing that for them. No, no, no. Just have an open mind. And it will come when it will come. Just enjoy what you're doing. That's the main thing. Just enjoy what you're doing. Okay? But please, no bitterness. No just losing your temper by the way you talk, and just let it out there. And if you do, which we all do as human beings, retract. If you need to apologize, apologize. If it's a comment that you need to withdraw that comment, go and remove that comment. If you think that is not good, you can always do that. Thank you so much for listening. I'm sure we have got one or two things from this video. Please share it out so that others can, will see what we have discussed today. And I love you all, and I'll see you all again very soon. Goodbye, and God bless you.